There is a moment just before sleep when the quantum field leans in to listen, and in that soft threshold your entire destiny becomes rewritable. As your body sinks into stillness, your nervous system is secretly negotiating with the universe, deciding whether to repeat the past or to open a portal to a completely new timeline. Tonight, as your breath slows and your eyelids grow heavy, the invisible architecture of your life is vibrating, waiting for one clear intention to reorganize every particle of your reality. There is an ancient intelligence inside your chest that has been silently recording every belief you've ever carried, and tonight it is ready to erase what no longer belongs to the future you. In the quiet hum behind your thoughts, a non-local mind is already sending signals into tomorrow, and what you feel in your spine right now is the pen writing your fate across the quantum field. Your destiny has never been fixed, only rehearsed, and with every exhale you are either rehearsing old pain or rehearsing a higher script the universe is begging you to remember. The same subtle energy that keeps your heart beating is also waiting to be instructed, and tonight your cells are listening for whether you will choose fear's frequency or the vibration of liberated peace. There is a version of you that already lives in effortless alignment, and as you drift towards sleep, you can feel their presence as a quiet pressure behind your sternum, gently inviting you to step across. As neural pathways soften under the blanket of sleep, emotional scars loosen their grip, and your subconscious opens like a sky, ready for one new belief to change the entire weather of your life. Somewhere between your last waking thought and your first dream, the universe will ask you one silent question: are you willing to let who you have been dissolve so who you truly are can finally take your place? As you hear these words, notice that something in you has already begun to slow down, as if time itself was softening around the edges of your awareness, and in that softening, a deeper truth is emerging, a truth that has always waited for a night like this to be heard. There is a threshold you cross every evening, a quiet doorway between waking and sleep, and tonight that doorway is not merely a passage into dreams. It is a living portal into the quantum field where your destiny is fluid, responsive, and waiting for your willingness to choose again. The life you have been living is not a prison, but a pattern, and patterns are made of attention, emotion, and energy. What you observe, what you feel, and how you breathe into this moment are writing codes into your future. Let your awareness move gently to your breath, without forcing anything, simply noticing the wave that rises in your chest as you inhale and falls in your abdomen as you exhale. Feel how each breath has a texture, a temperature, a subtle rhythm. This is the music your nervous system has been dancing to all day. As you listen in, you may sense that the breath has been carrying the story of your past. Small tensions in the shoulders where old disappointments were stored, a slight tightness at the base of the throat where unsaid words still echo, a faint heaviness in the abdomen where fear tried to make a permanent home. Tonight, something different is possible. Tonight, your breath can become the instrument that retunes every cell to a new frequency of peace. There is more to this. The breath is not simply oxygen entering and leaving the lungs. It is a messenger between your conscious mind and the quantum field. Every exhale is a microscopic surrender, a moment when the old script is released, and every inhale is a new line being written. As your breathing begins to slow, your heart is listening. There are neural networks around the heart, intelligent cells that feel and remember, and they whisper directly to the brain, shaping which chemicals are released, which emotions are amplified, which possibilities you are allowed to perceive. A coherent heart sends a coherent signal. When the heart and brain begin to move together in harmony, the universe recognizes your signature and responds. Let your attention drift to the center of your chest. You may notice a quiet expansion behind your sternum, as if something ancient and gentle is stretching its wings after a long sleep. This is the seat of your inner guidance, the place where emotional memory, spiritual intuition, and subtle energy meet. Feel the faint pulsing there, the echo of your heartbeat radiating outward like ripples from a stone dropped in a still lake. Each pulse is a broadcast into the quantum field. What are you broadcasting right now? Is it a frequency of survival, of contraction, of I am not safe? Or is it the frequency of I am willing to trust that something larger than my fear is carrying me? We have not reached the most important part yet, but you can feel it approaching like a change in the air before a storm. The quantum field does not respond to your words, it responds to your state. The stories you repeat are less important than the vibration from which you repeat them. If the body is tight, if the jaw is clenched, if the belly is guarded, then even affirmations of light are being transmitted in the frequency of fear. So before we speak of destiny, we must speak to the body, because your body is the altar where your future is being consecrated. Bring your attention now to your spine. Sense the way it supports you, a living column of neural intelligence and electrical communication. From the base of the spine up to the crown of your head, tiny signals are traveling, relaying information between the brain and every organ, every muscle, every cell. These signals are carriers of your beliefs. When you hold a belief like life is against me, the nervous system contracts, pathways of pain become more accessible, stress chemicals flood the bloodstream, and your perception narrows to confirm that belief. But when a new belief begins to emerge, the universe is collaborating with me in every moment. The spine subtly decompresses, the shoulders soften, the heart rhythm becomes more harmonious, and suddenly you can see opportunities where once you saw only obstacles. This is not poetic fantasy. It is spiritual neuroscience. Emotional frequency patterns shape neural pathways. Repeated feelings carve grooves into the brain. Tonight, as you prepare to sleep, the grooves of your past do not have to determine the landscape of your future. Neuroplasticity continues after the lights go off. The brain is rewiring in the dark, replaying scenes, rehearsing identities, reinforcing or releasing who you think you are. What if tonight you allowed the brain to rehearse a version of you that is no longer at war with life? What if the images that float through your mind before sleep are no longer echoes of regret or arguments with ghosts, but subtle invitations from a future self who has already learned to live in peace? Stay with this moment. Feel your body where it touches the surface beneath you. The weight of your heels or legs, the gentle curve of your lower back, the breadth of your shoulders, the heaviness of your arms, the softness of your hands. Sense the way gravity is holding you, without condition, without judgment. Gravity never asks if you are worthy of support, it simply supports. In the same way, the quantum field does not measure your worthiness, it mirrors your expectation. To rewrite your destiny, you do not need to become good enough for the universe. You need to become aligned enough with the truth that you were never separate from it. Let your awareness move slowly to your face. Notice any tiny muscles around the eyes that are still gripping the day. There may be a subtle tension at the corners of the mouth where you withheld a word, a smile, a boundary. As you notice these areas, they begin to soften. The nervous system interprets this softening as safety. Safety changes everything. When the body feels safe, the mind can let go. When the mind lets go, the subconscious opens. When the subconscious opens, the script of destiny becomes editable. There is more to this, whispers a quiet voice beneath thought, and you can feel that it's true. Somewhere in the background of your awareness, there is a non-local mind that is not bound to your personal history. It has watched every version of you rise and fall, every chapter of your story flicker across the screen of your life. This mind is not limited by your past. It resides in the timeless present where all possible futures already exist. From this vantage point, destiny is not a straight line, but a field of probabilities. Each choice, each emotion, each breath tilts the field. As you lie here, letting your body grow heavier, listen closely. The non-local mind is offering you a question, not in language, but in vibration. The question is simple: are you finished rehearsing the old self? There may be resistance. Part of you has found comfort even in suffering because suffering is familiar. The neural pathways that carry your old identity are well-traveled roads lined with the landmarks of who you believed you had to be. To leave those roads feels risky. Who will you be without your stories of limitation, without your rehearsed disappointments, without your small arguments with reality? This is the micro-tension at the edge of true transformation. Destiny does not change with a casual wish. It changes when you allow the nervous system to experience a new reference point of safety, joy, and trust. Bring your awareness now to the area just below your navel, the deep abdomen, the core where instinct and intuition converge. This region holds the memory of survival, the fight, the flight, the freezing in moments when you felt powerless. But beneath those memories lies another vibration, the primal confidence that kept you alive, the fierce intelligence that helped your ancestors adapt, evolve, and continue. Place your attention there gently, as though listening to the distant drum of an ancient heartbeat. You may notice a warmth, a subtle swirling, a sense that energy is collecting and reorganizing. This is the beginning of a new agreement with life. The agreement that you are not here just to endure, you are here to create. We have not reached the most important part yet. The universe seems to whisper through your own heartbeat. The important part is not the past you carry, but the signal you send now. Emotional frequencies are like tuning forks. When you hold the frequency of resentment, you resonate with realities that confirm it. When you hold the frequency of gratitude, you resonate with realities that expand it. Tonight is about adjusting the tuning fork at the core of your being. This is less about forcing positive thoughts and more about allowing the body to relax into a state where gratitude can become believable again. Sense your heartbeat inside your chest, not as a sound, but as an inner knock, a steady rhythm that has been with you from before your first memory. Each beat is a reminder. Life is still saying yes to you, even when you doubted yourself, even when you abandoned your own needs, even when you felt disconnected. The heart did not stop. It kept sending blood, oxygen, nourishment, possibility. This persistent yes is the signature of the universe moving through your body. If your destiny were fixed, there would be no need for such persistent renewal, no need for a heart that keeps insisting on another moment, another chance, another breath. Now notice the spine again, from the tailbone upward, as if a subtle current is flowing along its length. This current is the electrical language of your nervous system, the highway of sensation and meaning. When you focus on it with gentle curiosity, you may feel tiny tingles, soft waves, or a sense of space opening between vertebrae. This is somatic intuition awakening. The body is beginning to trust that you are listening. As the body feels heard, it begins to loosen its grip on the past. Old reflexes, old startle responses, old bracing patterns begin to soften. The observer effect, well known in quantum physics, is also true within. What you observe with tenderness begins to change. There is more to this a thought passes through, or maybe it is more like a breeze than a thought, because while you are listening to your body, something else is happening in the invisible. The quantum field around you is adjusting to your new state. When you move from agitation to calm, from fragmentation to coherence, the field reorganizes probability. People, events, ideas that resonate with this coherence begin to draw nearer, while those that resonate with your former chaos begin to fade. This is not punishment or reward, it is resonance. And yet, before a new coherence stabilizes, there is often a collapse. This is the high-tension moment, the inner earthquake. To rewrite destiny, the old script must tremble. Relationships that were built on your past identity may wobble. Habits that once numbed you may lose their flavor. Roles you once played flawlessly may feel suddenly unbearable. Inside, this can feel like chaos, the mind racing, the body confused, the heart both hopeful and afraid. You may feel as though the ground of who I am is cracking. This is not a sign you are failing. It is a sign the previous version of you no longer fits the frequency you are beginning to inhabit. Stay with this moment. Internal chaos is often a prelude to quantum reordering. Think of a snow globe when it is shaken. For a while, everything is suspended, swirling, uncertain. But as it settles, a new pattern emerges. In the brain, old neural networks are being disrupted and new ones are forming. In the heart, old emotional pathways are being questioned. In the gut, instinct is learning to distinguish between the voice of fear and the voice of genuine intuition. This period can feel uneasy, but unease is what you feel when the familiar has loosened its grip and the new has not yet fully arrived. There is more to this, the future self murmurs from beyond the horizon of your current awareness. That future self, the one who moves through life with a quiet sense of belonging, whose decisions arise from clarity instead of panic, whose relationships feel aligned instead of draining, is not a fantasy. In the quantum field, that version of you already exists as a pattern of information, a configuration of coherence. Each time you breathe into your body with tenderness, each time you choose a thought that aligns with trust instead of despair, each time you release an old resentment and allow space for a different story, you are moving closer to that pattern. Bring your attention now gently to the back of your head, the place where it meets the pillow or surface beneath it. Feel the weight supported, the skull resting. Inside, the brain is releasing the day, a vast network of synapses lighting and dimming, cleaning residues, consolidating memory. You can sense, in a subtle way, that some memories are ready to fade, to be archived as no longer necessary for survival. Perhaps an old conversation, an old humiliation, a persistent image that used to trigger shame is now losing its charge. You are not erasing the past, you are releasing its authority over your nervous system. Neuroplasticity means that the brain can learn to interpret old events in new ways. An experience that once meant, I am powerless, can, in time, become, I am resilient. An experience that once meant, I am unlovable, can transform into, I was always worthy, others simply could not see it. When your interpretation changes, the emotional frequency changes. When the emotional frequency changes, the signal you send into the quantum field changes. This is how destiny is rewritten. Not by demanding that the universe rearrange itself, but by rearranging the way your own inner universe responds to life. We have not reached the most important part yet. The most important part is not the insight, it is the embodiment. Insight is the spark, embodiment is the fire. Tonight, as sleep approaches, you are being invited into a gentle rehearsal of your new destiny. Not as a mental fantasy, but as a somatic reality. So let us begin this rehearsal in the simplest way, by feeling what peace would actually feel like in your body right now, in this exact moment. Let your next inhale be slightly fuller, not forced, just a little more generous. As the breath enters, notice the path it travels through the nostrils, down the throat, expanding the chest, nudging the ribs, settling in the abdomen. As you exhale, envision no concepts, no images, only the sensation of release. Pay attention to the gap between exhale and inhale, the still point, the pause. In that pause, your identity is momentarily suspended. In that fraction of a second, you are neither the sum of your past nor the projection of your future. You are simply awareness, silently present. That silence is who you truly are. In this silence, destiny becomes malleable. The universe does not compel you to become anything. It collaborates with what ye choose to identify as. If you identify as a victim of circumstance, the quantum field delivers evidence of powerlessness. If you identify as a conscious participant in the unfolding of reality, the same field delivers synchronicities, chances, and subtle openings that support this choice. Rewriting your destiny begins with rewriting your I am. Without forcing the mind, let a simple phrase arise from the deeper intelligence in your chest. I am willing to live in peace. Notice how that phrase feels in your spine, in your abdomen, in your jaw. If there is resistance, that is part of the process. The nervous system is simply adjusting to a new signal. There is more to this. The phrase repeats like a mantra from the future, encouraging you to keep softening. Peace is not the absence of challenge, it is the presence of coherence within challenge. A coherent heart-brain state does not guarantee a life without storms, but it does mean that you become the calm center of the storm rather than being thrown by every gust. As coherence increases, your perception becomes less noisy. You start to notice subtle cues, intuitions, and micro-opportunities that chaos would have hidden. You choose differently, speak differently, move differently, and those differences accumulate into a new trajectory. Now allow your awareness to spread like a warm mist through your entire body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Sense the overall field of sensation. The tingling in the hands, the gentle heaviness in the legs, the quiet pulse in the throat, the temperature of the air against your skin. This total body awareness is not separate from the quantum field. It is your personal doorway into it. The body is not an obstacle to spiritual awakening. It is your most immediate access point to the present. When you dwell fully in the present, you become available to timelines that were inaccessible when you were fragmented. Soon sleep will come, and with it dreams, some symbolic, some random, some deeply meaningful in ways your daytime mind may never fully grasp. But even as you sleep, the instructions you are giving your nervous system right now will continue to echo. The brain will process the day through a new filter. The heart will keep broadcasting a slightly different rhythm. The gut will recalibrate its sense of danger versus safety. The universe will listen to these new signals and respond in kind. Tomorrow you may notice small changes, a different reaction to a familiar trigger, a moment of compassion where once there was irritation, an unexpected opportunity that seems strangely aligned. These are not accidents, they are reflections. Stay with this moment just a little longer. Something is beginning to awaken, not as excitement, but as a quiet, steady recognition. You are not trapped in the script you inherited. The beliefs you absorb from family, culture, trauma, and chance are like costumes you can gently remove. Beneath them all, there is a naked awareness, luminous and soft, that has never been harmed, never been diminished. This Awareness is the true author of your destiny, and it is infinitely patient. It has waited through every lifetime of forgetting, every season of self-doubt, every chapter of contraction, for nights like this when you are finally still enough to hear it. As you rest here, feeling the weight and warmth of your own body, know that the field around you is shimmering with possibility. The atoms in your cells are mostly space, and that space is the same space that holds the stars. The distance between who you have been and who you are becoming is not measured in miles or years. It is measured in moments of presence, like this one. Each time you inhabit your body with kindness, each time you breathe without judgment, each time you choose a perspective that honors your own worth, You shorten that distance until eventually there is no distance at all. You simply are the destiny you once longed for. Soon, you will drift across that invisible threshold into sleep. As you do, let a simple instruction rest at the center of your being, not as a demand, but as a blessing. Tonight, my brain, my heart, and my body rewrite my destiny in the vibration of peace. Let the words dissolve as soon as they are felt. Trust that the deeper intelligence within you and the vast intelligence of the universe have already received the message. There is nothing more you need to do. The quantum field responds not to effort, but to alignment. You are being held now by gravity, by breath, by the silent partnership of a universe that has always been on your side. The old self is loosening like a garment at the end of a long day, sliding off your shoulders, pooling at your feet. The new self is not something you must construct. It is emerging naturally as you stop clinging to who you were taught to be. Destiny is being rewritten, not in a single dramatic moment, but in this gentle continuum of awareness, breath, and surrender. Let your final waking awareness for tonight be this: you are safe to release the day, safe to release the past, safe to rest in the unknown. The unknown is not empty. It is full of all the futures that love you. As sleep takes you, you are not falling into darkness. You are falling into a deeper light, where the universe will whisper new scripts into the receptive silence of your cells, your nerves, your dreams.